Hello everybody and welcome back to Top Troops. Today we'll be leveling our new units that we got in our recent summons. And as you can see there to the top left, we have just hit 1.3 million in army power. Not that strong, but yeah, I'm glad there's progress. There's progress. But without further ado, let's jump into this. Let us go to our level 1s and see what we got and where we will start. Obviously, I like Dwarf Engineer, so this is where I will be starting. She is a Hunter Mage, which is confusing to some people. And as you can see, she has a little robot in her hand, and that is very important. So her attack and health is quite close or comparable to each other. Not that meaty, but quite strong. She's perfect for a glass cannon build. You can just stack attack on her, but you need to keep her alive. So let's see. Her main skill is called Mecha Friend. So the Dwarf Engineer will deploy a robot on the battlefield that shoots enemy units in its vicinity for 50% of the Dwarf Engineer's damage. Each additional robot on the field increases the critical chance of all other robots and Dwarf Engineer by 10% up to 100%. So every 7 seconds she throws down one of these robots, which is great. Each one that she throws down just adds a bit more critical chance to both the robots that are shooting as well as Dwarf Engineer. Now let's quickly get her up to level 40 and see the second skill. The second skill is called Software Update. So each additional robot on the field increases the attack speed of all other robots and Dwarf Engineer by 10% up to 40%. So when you are at your fourth robot, you will have 40% attack speed, including the increase to critical chance that you also get from the main skill. So you can see these robots are quite important. We'll get to the next skill shortly. Let's quickly jump to 60. There we go. Hardware update. So apart from critical chance and attack speed, you will now have an additional hardware update where each additional robot on the field increases the damage of all other robots and the Dwarf Engineer herself by 30% up to 300%. So as you can see, robots, very important. And then the final skill, Somethingware Update. Each additional robot on the field increases the shooting range of all other robots and Dwarf Engineer herself by 3, up to 300%. Now, it's important to note that the robots do not move. Once the Dwarf Engineer places them, that is where they stay. So if the battle moves further away from where she originally started and placed the robots, she might need to add 1 or 2 more to increase that range and ensure that all can shoot. But nonetheless, a really good unit to have, and definitely somebody that I will be looking to upgrade considerably. While we're here, I'll even just upgrade these as much as I can to the current level because they are very handy. There we go. And gear, let's actually see what we want here. Because everything goes off attack speed, I would most likely want to add attack to everything. I can see 3, 4. I just need an attack ring, but for the rest I have attack boots. Let's equip this. I'm just gonna equip without upgrading for now. Equip that, let us, there's no ring, let us equip that. And I think, actually, let's just do all. I'm not going to upgrade these yet. As you can see, I have the attack set +4 bonus. I just need the ring. If I find that, I'll slot that in here for 10%. It's not a lot. It's only 11% because I haven't invested any tools or money into this gear. I will be looking at only doing, or trying as far as I possibly can, to only do that for legendary gear, as that is going to be expensive. But let's look at who else. So let's look at Spirited Tiger. Very happy to get him. His gameplay in Chamber of Destiny just showed me that he's a unit to be reckoned with. Apologies. So let's get into it. So obviously he is a hunter and frontline, as you can see, quite high on the health, but lower damage. His main skill is called Sip of Victory. Every 8 seconds, he will drink from his gourd to heal himself by 30% of his max health. So obviously this scales with max health. You'll be looking at adding max health with your gear. Afterwards, he will gain the ability to rebound incoming single target melee damage for 6 seconds. Rebounded damage will be 15% of the original attack's damage. This won't reflect area damage. Okay, great stuff. Then Hangover style, Spirited Tiger will increase his defense by 16%. So already a beefy boy, defense going up, great stuff. Oopsie, too quick there. But then the third skill, Reflect Palm, while the effects of the Sip of Victory are active, Spirited Tiger will have a 30% chance of rebounding incoming projectiles back with 25% of their original damage. Projectiles rebounded don't deal damage to Spirited Tiger. I am not sure if this will scale with your block chance. However, this is definitely a cool skill to have. I'm definitely seeing him as being a massive meat shield at the front. If you have clerics or somebody behind him that dishes out additional healing as he's just taking and reflecting and rebounding damage, you can quickly see how that can become a very useful unit. And then lastly, Lotus of Water. Spirited Tiger will have an area of radius 2.5 around him that will grant allies inside it, including himself, immunity to stun, which is great. If freeze was in there, it would almost be like my favorite blessing, but stun is quite good. So with that, let us see and let us upgrade what we can here. While we can, as you guys can see, I'm quite low on soul stones. But that is how it goes. Update, and let's just upgrade. Great stuff. Let's see who's next. I think we still have 2 left. Let's do Os. So Os is a wildling melee unit. Starts off with 1 unit in the squad. I think he ends off with 3. But the first and main skill is Great President of Hell, where Os will deal an area damage attack dealing 60% of his regular damage, which is already quite high. Duke of Claws. If Os is enraged, his damage will increase an additional 10%. Mysterious Operative. Any rage effect applied to Oath will last an extra 2 seconds. At level 3, he will also become immune to stun during rage, which is good to have. And then let's see, our last skill on him is something that triggers injury, called the Tiger of Truth. If Great President of Hell is activated while Oath is enraged, he will also apply 5 stacks of injury. Now, you will ask me, what is injury? When you tap there, you can't see it. However, if you come to skills here and you tap on it here, I believe. It still doesn't show you. But yeah, craziness. Injury, just give me a second. I have it here somewhere. Dum, 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 dum. What does injury do? I will tell you guys shortly. I seem to have forgotten. It has fallen out of my head. If you like, please do comment on what injury does. Alternatively, I will get back to you guys in a subsequent video. Oh gosh, so bad. Let's actually see. Nope, it definitely does. Oh, I got it for a second. There we go. Just have to tap on the actual text and not the logo. There you can see target max health is reduced by 1% of the attacker's damage. This effect can be stacked. So, not bad. Max health reduction is really good. I won't be gearing all of these out. As you guys saw, I have very limited gear and I still need to grind a bit. I will be doing that off camera. But let's see the last one that we'll be upgrading. I'm not going to invest anything into Juggernaut as yet. He's not really adding too much value. Stone Hermit, Wildling, and Silver Spirit and Herbalist, I'm just going to leave for now as well to feed. But here we go, Hermes. His main skill is I Have Arrived. It has Electrocute on it. At the beginning of the battle, Hermes will teleport to the other side of the battlefield and create a 2.5 area radius, lasting 6 seconds. Enemies in the radius will be electrocuted for 6 seconds. So what does Electrocute do? Again, tap on the actual text, not the little icon. Target receives 2% of the attacker's base damage every second and an additional 5% for every attack received while they're electrocuted. Urgent message. Hermes will become invisible for 1.5 seconds after teleporting. Invisibility is always great. Then gotta go. Hermes increases Hermes' critical chance against electrocuted units by a further 30%. So you'll almost always hit critical chance if you've maxed that out. And then we also have After Image. The area radius of I Have Arrived will become 3. Oops, we're not going to do that yet. So with that, let us see. I don't think I'm going to invest into him yet. I'll keep those soul stones for any of the other epic units that I might want to upgrade for now. But with that, here you guys can see which units we have to unlock here. On this account, it's still quite a few. 15. Yeah. And that with others being added as well. So yeah, still quite a journey, but it's very enjoyable and I'm glad to have you guys here with me. Please, if anything, if you do like the video, the content, please comment. And as you guys can see, after feeding so many things, we're back to an army power of 1.267 million. So yeah, it definitely impacts when you start feeding and ascending. But do keep those lower tier units and the units you don't like to feed, and don't really level them unless necessary. But with that, thank you guys and have a great day. Cheers.